Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter equality in the book Political Theory, and under this chapter equality we have discussed in the previous class about the dimensions of equality. And as I told you, dimensions, aspects, forms, types all are same. Okay, so we can say there are three dimensions of equality, or there are three forms of equality, or three types of equality, or three aspects of equality. Okay, now we have discussed the first aspect or the first dimension of equality, that is political equality. And in this regard we have seen that political equality means granting of equal citizenship to all the people. Every citizen must have some rights like right to vote, right to form association, right to freedom of expression, then right to movement. All these rights are given to all the citizens equally. This is political equality. Everyone is equal in the eyes of law. No one is considered superior than the other on the basis of any criteria like caste, religion or anything like that, isn't it? This is political equality. And we have also discussed that political equality is important, very much important, but this equality will remain only in theory. In practice there will be lack of this political equality if there is absence of social and economic equality in the society. What is meaning to say that in the absence of social and economic equality, political equality becomes meaningless. Political equality can be meaningful only when there is social and economic equality. But political equality is also very much important, because what we see, political equality, equal citizenship is given to all the people of the country. Now this equal citizenship can be granted by the constitution itself, or it can be granted by the government by making the law, है ना? या तो हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ही इसकी प्रोविज़न कर सकते हैं, या फिर गवर्नमेंट जो है वो लॉ बना करके इस इक्वल सिटीजनशिप सबको दे सकती है, इजंट इट? ये ठीक है. अब क्या देख रहे हैं, इफ द गवर्नमेंट और द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन is giving equal citizenship to all the people, what does it mean? It means that the constitution or the government, whatever is the situation, the constitution or the government is accepting equality as its goal. क्योंकि हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने या हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने, अगर हमको कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दे रहा है तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, अगर हमें गवर्नमेंट दे रहा है तो गवर्नमेंट, जिसने भी दिया है वो इस बात को एक्सेप्ट करता है कि इक्वालिटी इज द गोल. हमें सबके साथ इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट करना है, एटलीस्ट प्रिंसिपली, एटलीस्ट इन थ्योरी इस बात को एक्सेप्ट किया जा रहा है. एंड दैट इज अ ग्रेट अचीवमेंट, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन इन द पास्ट दैट इन प्रिंसिपल ऑल्सो दिस इक्वालिटी वॉज नॉट एक्सेप्टेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन और बाय द गवर्नमेंट. तो पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी इज इम्पॉर्टेंट इन दिस कॉन्टेक्स्ट कि एटलीस्ट गवर्नमेंट ने इक्वालिटी को अपनी गोल के फॉर्म में, प्रिंसिपल में ही सही, बट द गवर्नमेंट हैज़ एक्सेप्टेड इट, द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज़ एक्सेप्टेड इट. ओके, नाउ व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट? द रिक्वायरमेंट इज टू मेक इट मीनिंगफुल, मेक इट रियल इन प्रैक्टिस, है ना? हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कर दिया, हमने लॉ बना के दे दिया, बट इट इज़ नॉट गेटिंग इम्प्लीमेंटेड. व्हाट वी फाइंड दैट इन सोसाइटी स्टिल देयर इज पॉलिटिकल इनइक्वालिटी. तो अब जब हमने लॉ बना दिया, हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दे दिया, तो अब हमारे सामने व्हाट इज़ द एम? द एम इज़ टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट, है ना? तो द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज गिविंग इक्वल सिटीजनशिप टू ऑल द पीपल. Okay, this is political equality. This is the importance of political equality. And now we will discuss the social equality. Political equality or equality before the law is an important first step in the pursuit of equality, but it often needs to be supplemented by equality of opportunity. Only by providing for equal citizenship or by providing for equality before law is not sufficient if we want equality in the society. What is required? That there must be equality of opportunity. Everyone must get equal opportunity in their life. Everyone must be able to pursue their aims and ambitions in their life. So this is equality of opportunity which need to be there with political equality. While the former is necessary to remove any legal hurdle which might exclude people from a voice in government and deny them access to available social goods. So what we find that this political equality is very much important because it removes any kind of legal hurdle. Legally, there is no obstruction. No one can stop any people on the basis of this कि they are not given this right. बिकॉज हमें पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी मिली हुई है, इसका मतलब यही है कि कोई भी लीगल ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन हमारे रास्ते में नहीं आएगा इक्वालिटी को अचीव करने में. ओके, द परसूट ऑफ इक्वालिटी रिक्वायर्स दैट पीपल belonging to different groups and communities also have a fair and equal chance to compete for those goods and opportunities. So what we find that what does equality means कि everyone one may belong to different caste, different communities, that should not come in the way. Everyone must have a fair and equal chance to compete for those goods and opportunities. Everyone must have the chance to compete for whatever resources are available in the society. They must compete to achieve those resources. They must be given fair chance. There should not be any kind of unfair treatment. Okay. For this, it is necessary to minimize the effect of social and economic inequalities. So, when this will happen, when people will be given equality of opportunity, people may be given equality of opportunity, but in practice, it will not be exercised. In practical life, what we find that people are not people are not able to use this equality of opportunity because in the society there is inequality prevailing, social inequality, economic inequality. तो अगर हम इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी को रियल बनाना चाहते हैं तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना होगा कि हमारे जो सोशल और इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटी के जो इफेक्ट्स हैं उसको मिनिमाइज करना होगा, कम से कम करना होगा, एंड गारंटी सर्टेन मिनिमम कंडीशंस ऑफ लाइफ टू ऑल द मेंबर्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी. Which are the minimum conditions of life, which we call basic needs of life. At least all the members of the society must get the basic needs of their life. Then only we can talk of equality of opportunity. What are these basic needs of life? We all know the minimum conditions of life or the basic needs of life. Both are same. Adequate health care, the opportunity for good education, adequate nourishment, and a minimum wage, among other things. So these are the minimum conditions of life. These are the basic needs of life that must be fulfilled of each and every person of the society. जब ये पूरा होगा, then only we can think of equality in real term. Otherwise, equality will remain only in the constitution and only in the laws. It will not be implemented. People will not be treated equally. So this is the requirement. In the absence of such facilities, it is exceedingly difficult for all members of the society to compete on equal terms. How can we think of equality? How can we compete with each other when there are some people who are not able to fulfill the minimum conditions of their life, and there are some people who are having all the luxuries in their life? So when there is this type of gap is existing in the society, then we cannot think that the people will be able to compete equally for resources and goods. We cannot compete on equal terms, because वही बात हो गई जो पहले बताया था. स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट ही हमारा, कुछ लोग हैं जो हमारे स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट से बहुत पीछे हैं. रेस है, कंपटीशन है, रेस इज देयर, but what we find that some people are starting from very behind, and some people are starting from बहुत आगे से वो स्टार्ट कर रहे. तो उनके बीच का जो गैप है, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस गैप दिस कॉम्पिटिशन कैन नॉट बी फेयर. Where equality of opportunity does not exist, a huge pool of potential talent tends to be wasted in a society. So in a society where there is lack of equality of opportunity, in a society where equality of opportunity is not existing, in that society what we find that a huge pool of talent is getting wasted. See the condition of our country. So many children are engaged in earning livelihood. They are not going to school because they have to earn livelihood for their family. So they have the talent. They are also talented. They have the abilities, but they are not getting the minimum conditions of their life. So their talent is getting wasted. किसका loss है ये? This loss is not only of that child. The loss is of whole society. The loss is of whole country. And who is responsible for this? The society is responsible for this. The political system is responsible for this. So this is about which we are talking. कि minimum conditions of life सबको मिलना चाहिए. Then only we can think of further things. In India, a special problem regarding equal opportunities comes not just from lack of facilities, but from some of the customs which may prevail in different parts of the country or among different groups. So if we talk about the situation which is prevailing in our country, we find that there is lack of basic facilities. People are not getting basic facilities of their life. People are not getting minimum conditions of their life. But that is not the only problem. There is another problem which is associated with this, and that is the customs. Various customs which are prevailing in different parts of the country, and because of these customs, what we find that there are some groups in the country who are not able to get the equal opportunity. Women, for instance, may not enjoy equal rights of inheritance in some groups. We know that there are many communities in our country in which women are not given inheritance right, or there may be social prohibition regarding their taking part in certain kinds of activities. There are some activities in which women cannot participate because they are prohibited by the society. They cannot do there are certain activities which cannot be done by women because the society is there to prevent women from doing those things. Or they may even be discouraged from obtaining higher education. it happens in our society. It happens that women are they are having basic facilities of their life. They are having minimum conditions in their life, but the practices and customs of society are becoming obstruction. They are not able to pursue their aims and ambitions in their life because of the customs, because of the practices, because of the thinking of the society. So the state has a significant role in such matters. If society is there, to prohibit a particular group in the society to take part in some activities, or it is putting any kind of restriction on a particular group, then how this problem can be overcome? This problem can be overcome by the role of the state, by the role of the government. It should make policies to prevent discrimination or harassment of women in public places or employment. So, what is the role of the state? How the state can play a role in giving equal treatment to all the groups in the society. The government can make laws. By making laws, it can stop society. It can stop society to put restrictions on a particular group like women. So, it should make policies to prevent discrimination or harassment of women in public places or employment, to provide incentives to open up education or certain professions to women, and other such measures. And we are seeing all these things are happening in our country. The government is very much active in this regard. And we know that in 2005, one Hindu Succession Amendment Act was passed. And according to this act, what happened, that the Hindu women got the inheritance right. Now the ancestral property is not to be distributed only among the son of the family. Now the daughters and mother are equal contenders. The ancestral property should be divided among daughters, sons and mother. So these are the changes which can be brought by the government only. Likewise, government has made laws in order to stop any kind of harassment of women in public places, in offices. There are so many laws which give protection to women against harassment in offices and public places. So these are all an effort by the government to provide the atmosphere of equality for the women. Not only this, many state governments give incentive to girls' education. So many incentives are given by the state government to promote girls' education. So all these are effort by the government to create that type of environment in which the gender should not become an obstruction in achieving the aims and objectives of the lives. But social groups and individuals also have a role to play in raising awareness and supporting those who want to exercise their right. So we cannot say that in this regard the role is only the role should be played only by the government. Social groups, individuals, they should also play a role in this eradicating this obstruction. they must be aware. Each individual can play its role in removing the obstacles. So all the social groups and individuals, they must play in raising awareness. They can raise awareness among the people that there should not be this kind of discrimination in the society. Okay, so this is about social equality. Social equality means there should not be any kind of discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, gender, economic status and all. Everyone must get minimum conditions of their life, and then only we can talk of equality of opportunity. In the absence of minimum conditions of life, equality of opportunity is meaningless. And one more thing is there, that many times minimum conditions of life are there, but the customs are becoming obstruction in the path of achieving the aims and ambitions of the life, about which we have discussed just now. So this is your social inequality, social equality. And now the third dimension we are going to start, and that is economic equality. At the simplest level, we would say that economic inequality exists in a society if there are significant differences in wealth, property or income between individual or classes. So first of all, in order to understand economic equality, you must understand what is economic inequality. Economic inequality is that condition in which there is wide gap of income, wide gap of property or wide gap of wealth is existing between individuals and groups. There are some in the society who are owing most of the resources of the country. There are many in the society who are not owing any resources of the country. So this is the gap, this is the economic inequality. One way of measuring the degree of economic inequality in a society would be to measure the relative difference between the richest and the poorest group. So if we want to know what is the extent of economic inequality in a country, what we have to do? We have to compare the situation of the richest people and the poorest people in the country. As we have seen in the previous pages when we were discussing the data of global economic inequality, what we were discussing? We were discussing this only, the richest few, उनके पास क्या है, और जो the poorest हैं पूरे world के, उनके पास क्या है. So when we compare in this way, we will become aware of the economic inequality that is prevailing in a country. So another way would be to estimate the number of people who live below the poverty line. So first of all, in order to measure the economic inequality, we should compare the condition of the richest people of the country with the poorest people of the country. And one more way is there to measure this economic inequality is to see how many people are living below poverty line. Below poverty line means it's an imaginary line. You have read about this in your class 9th. This is an imaginary line, and it is fixed by the government in such a way that people who are below poverty line, their earning is they are earning not such that they are able to fulfill the basic needs of their life. So people below poverty line are not able to fulfill their basic amenities, basic needs of their life. They are the poor people. So if the number of people who are living below poverty line, the percentage of people, not number, percentage of people who are living below poverty line is important in this regard if we want to know the economic condition of economic inequality in a country. Of course, absolute equality of wealth or income has probably never existed in a society. This kind of situation can never exist in society where everyone is having equal income or everyone is having equal wealth, equal property. This is completely impossible, 100% impossible situation. It's not possible. It's practically completely impossible कि हर लोगों का, जो भी सोसाइटी में लोग रह रहे हैं, उनका वेल्थ, उनका इनकम, उनकी प्रॉपर्टी बिल्कुल सेम हो. Okay? Most democracies today try to make equal opportunities available to people in the belief that this would at least give those who have talent and determination the chance to improve their condition. So, economic equality does not mean there is equality of income, wealth or property. There will be inequality. And as I told you earlier also, inequality is natural. Everyone is unequal in our abilities, in our talents, है ना? So that is the same thing. What we see that most of the democracies, if we in a democracy, if the aim is to make the country to bring economic equality in the country, what is done by the government? The government try to make equal opportunities available to all people. Everyone should have equal opportunity, because if they will have equal opportunities, then only people will be able to develop their talent. And when they will be able to develop their talent, then only there can be hope, the hope of change in the condition. If they are not able to get the basic needs of their life, if they are not able to fulfill, if they are not able to pursue the aims and ambitions of their life, then there will be hopelessness. What kind of hopelessness will be there? That there will not be any kind of improvement in the condition of their life. हमें आशा कब होती है? जब हमें ये लगता है कि हाँ हम कुछ कर रहे हैं, we are doing something in order to improve our condition. When we know that we are not doing something, we are not capable of doing something. When we are facing the situation in which we are not able to fulfill the basic needs of our life, we are not able to use the equality of opportunity which are given by the government, which are provided by the government, then there will be hopelessness. So this is the basic of the equality. With equal opportunities, inequalities may continue to exist between individuals, but there is the possibility of improving one's position in society with sufficient effort. So what we see that in spite of equality of opportunity, the government is giving equality of opportunity to all in equal manner. Still, there is inequality. But this inequality is not such inequality in which people have no hope. If the government is providing equality of opportunity, it means we are having hope कि कभी ना कभी हमारी कंडीशन बदलेगी. The state of complete despair and hopelessness comes when there is lack of equality of opportunity. हम जानते हैं कि हम कितना भी कुछ भी कर लें, हमें तो वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी ही नहीं. द सिचुएशन इज डिफरेंट व्हेन देयर इज इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी। हमारे अंदर एक होप होता है, दैट होप इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग। हम ये हमारी कंडीशन बहुत ख़राब है, ओके हम जान रहे हैं कि बहुत सारी इनइक्वालिटी सोसाइटी में, कुछ लोग हैं जो बहुत रिच हैं, हमारी कंडीशन बहुत ज़्यादा पुअर है, लेकिन फिर भी हमारे अंदर एक उम्मीद है, रे ऑफ होप है। और ये रे ऑफ होप क्यों है? क्योंकि हमारी सोसाइटी में इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी है। अगर इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं होगी तो वो रे ऑफ होप नहीं होगा, और तब जो कंडीशन होगा वो कंप्लीट इनइक्वालिटी की कंडीशन होगी, जिसमें कभी भी कोई भी इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं होगा। So this is all for today, and we will discuss other things in the next class.